Once again, I want to take the opportunity of emphasizing this fact. These videos of mine are not tutorials. What you are seeing is the way things happened today. And sort of as though you're here in the workshop with me and just sort of watching what I was doing. I know the conversation is kind of one-sided. You might have questions that you want to ask, and I can't answer them. Well, I try to do my best on, the comments and so on. But however, I'm not a professional. I'm just playing around here. And this is the way I do it. And so far, I've managed to keep my fingers. Now, I don't know if doing all three spots helps to get this scroll gear to, be more even. But I saw a professional doing that once, and so I thought, well, I'll do it too. Now, while I'm thinking of it, I want to mention something here. I remember one time I mentioned in one of my videos that I know that I'm leaving the key in the chuck and I shouldn't. And I think I said something to the effect of that when this is up, this can't run. Well, it's true. However, I found out just recently that if I close this just slightly, I want you to listen. Don't listen to the clock. Listen. Okay. I don't know if you heard that little tick. A little switch in here. And it enabled the motor to start up. Now, if this is not all the way up, it can run. So, taking the key out, it's a good idea maybe. Because what if this sort of got bumped down just a little bit? Like, see? That's where the switch kicks in, right there. So it would be possible if this came down a little bit and I didn't notice, and the key was in the chuck here, and I was to accidentally push the start button, well, this would come flying out at me. Or if it was in reverse, it would go back the other way and jam and wreck something. Anyway, it is a good idea to take the key out of the chuck if you're not actually using it. Yeah, I know. I've developed a real bad habit about leaving the key in that particular chuck because I think I'm the only one that uses this machine. It's not like it's in a classroom or something like that. However, you know Murphy's Law. If anything can go wrong, it will. I have just finished doing the fifth one. Got to flip it around and do the other end now. That'll be the last one. And what I did was I got it into the correct diameter here, and I kept measuring and measuring and measuring. And once I got it to the right diameter, I set this to 0. Now what I do when I want to do the next one, I'll just back this off a couple of turns. There's 1, 2. Okay, now I know I can get this out and put the new one in. Then it's quite simple because what I'll do is I'll just go back in to the second 0 and I know I've got it just right. It's probably not as precise as the best way of doing it, but this works for me. And I just thought I'd let you know what I'm doing here. Now I don't know if you can see it, but right there, about 1/4 of an inch in, I made a little scratch. I scored it with a sharp knife. That way I know if I go into that line, everything is going to be, all of them are going to have the shoulders in the same place. I'm sorry about getting my hands in the way here, but I do want to get this tight. So what I want to do now is I just want to emphasize this mark just a little bit here. And I'll be able to see it while it's turning a lot better. Now, for those of you who have said you'd like to watch the turning in real time, at least on the wood lathe you did, Well, this is almost real time. You're not going to be missing any of the main action. And for those of you who don't like to watch it in real time, well, you know where the fast forward button is, but you might miss something really exciting. Or maybe not. Now we've worked our way back down to the second zero, and this should just nicely fit. There we go. Nice fit. Probably could be a little bit tighter, but I'd prefer it to be a little bit loose actually. This is taking up more room than I thought it was going to. And I want to get back into my drawing program. It's laid out pretty much the way it's going to go. There will be an extension put on here to make this a little longer. But the problem is that if I have, like I was talking about the plates yesterday, a plate on each side, of course it'd be not brass but wood. But when this swings around, if there's a pin through here, as you can see, this is going to hit it. So that means that I would have to rig up some sort of bridge work inside the two plates to accommodate these three pieces. And then this would and that would then of course mean then I'd have to shorten one of these. Come to think of it, I'd have to shorten all three of them. I got to get back into my computer and check my drawing program. And I might have to make some changes here. Also, I have the problem that from floor to ceiling is only 8 feet. If this whole thing, when it swings around, if the end of the weight is going to catch the ceiling or the floor as it rotates around, well, it'll rotate around this way. Well, that's not going to work either. It could be I might have to make a major change in my drawing, in which case this will not rotate. and the dial will rotate around this rather than this rotating inside the dial. Anyway, I'm going to be busy for a few hours here just checking my drawing. And in the meantime, once again, thanks for watching.